Hello everyone and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, where the killer has taken the stand and is trying to frame Adrian. I said no, and I'm hoping I don't regret that. Okay, has a verdict been reached?
Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more.
About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for?
Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done.
What is he talking about? Usually done?
But what shall we have him testify about now?
Mr. Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail.
You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? I can think of lots of reasons. As I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of a crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Carita was dead. But even more appalling is the planting of the knife and button. How did you know about that? That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
This is a most unexpected turn of events for the, fifth time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth.
We still have the cross-examination to do.
But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here.
Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then
I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose.
I don't understand what's going on anymore.
That makes two of us.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicions on his end, but I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit. Yes. How much is your fee? I see you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial. No. I'm not thinking of hiring...
Mr. Wright!
Yes?
You want to kill me. You want me dead, don't you?
What? Why would you think something like that? You're
Guilty! Mr. Phoenix Wright, you are hereby declared guilty!
Witness, let's continue. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are they not?
I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job. Yeah, well, changing occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this. Even though I'm the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party.
That goes without saying, Mr. the Killer.
And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt. Are you talking about the button and the knife? Yes, and my business card. Oh, this card. So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. I always make it a point to make these things as easy as possible.
You try to make things easy?
My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service. He's pretty devoted to his work. But to disregard everything to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook. It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here. much there. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually, most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too. No, I already told you I have no intention of using your services. Ever. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? Did she? From the very beginning. That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder if that's really true.
That's odd.
Okay. So why do you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of a crime is pretty risky. And why would someone who has requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway?
That is true.
I assume it's probably done to frame Mr. Engard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Sadly, that is not possible. Huh? My job is to kill, that is all. And to leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. Okay. And that's all you have to testify. Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to the stand again. Again? As in you plan to continue? I must, as you have yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth successor. Actually, how would you like to new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really.
Are you really now?
I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now.
What are you going to do now, Phoenix?
All I can do now is expose the lies.
That's true, however, you have to realize it will be very bad for our client, right?
Ugh. Now I'm so confused. But the one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. Okay. Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of a crime. I don't think there's a contradiction there. My client did it to frame another for the crime. That we know to be true. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Carrito was— wait. No, that's not true. That was, I didn't mean to do that. From the very beginning, and before my client visited the room. No, not true. Planting of the knife and button. Expose the lies. Okay. I think I know where the contradiction is. One thing I cannot overlook, tampering with the client, do it frame. Adrian Andrews already knew that from the beginning that Juan Carrito was dead. No. There's the crime. Nope, that's the guy map. Crime photo. There's Carrito's fingerprints. I'm down to two possibilities. Because we talked about, like, why wouldn't she wipe her fingerprints off? Or, like, why would she leave fingerprints there? Photo of Juan Carrito's murder scene. But then there's also the broken vase. I don't know which one it wants. I feel like this one is a little bit more specific. Just because at the end it does say it bears her fingerprints. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. the Killer. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Carita had been murdered.
But how? How do you know that?
From the wine glass, Your Honor.
The glass?
Mr. the Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Carita had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim.
But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan?
That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they never would have left their fingerprints behind.
I see your point, Mr. Edgeworth. What is your opinion?
Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon?
Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not very important point anyway, correct?
I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client as you claim, then your client should have knowledge of Mr. Carita's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all.
How strange.
Yes?
Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence.
Sorry.
Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you.
Anyway, I'm positive there's a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken.
Very well. Right now I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here. I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. I'm hoping that's the game signaling to me, like, drag this out. Okay, request taking. This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory and I believe I have made no mistakes.
So you physically met your client, huh?
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. Oh, we're going to be able to get him on this.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Okay, let's start. Let's just press everything. 1 week ago, are you sure? Yes, I'm quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind. Please, stop. In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind. A specific date and time. Did you ask why on that specific night? No. I try to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request, but as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? Tell me more. So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for the bear. The bear? My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Carita's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me. I must be talking about this bear puzzle.
Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference after all.
That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was. I see.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
was very important. The testimony just now has made one thing clear, and that is the client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Oh, that hurts. That hurts the point we're trying to make. Huh? Why is everyone so quiet?
Mr. Wright, I think we all of us already knew that.
Oh.
Witness, please continue with your testimony.
Yeah, that felt, that did feel a little weak, but, you know. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? What was that with that brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail.
Why is that?
That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
Oh. Yeah, it didn't hurt me last time. Of course it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. DeKiller had met this client before the murder, then it's unlikely he is mistaken.
So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews?
I guess so. You see, it's just as I said. I'm so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax.
Now then, will the witness please continue?
So your client was Adrian Andrews. That is correct. Well, he says the two of them met, but if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with DeKiller's testimony. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything strange this time around. You have to draw more information from him, but you can't draw his suspicion. If you can do that, you should be able to find a flaw in his testimony somewhere. Talk about a delicate balance. Well, about a week ago, there was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory and I believe to have made no mistakes. You can't draw his suspicion. If you can do that, you should be able to find a flaw in his testimony. Oh boy. So do I need to present evidence? This request came to me, about a week ago. There's a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. There's nothing to attack there. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory and I believe I have made no mistakes. Like, the only thing, there's not really anything to contradict, but I want to press this. You physically met Adrian Andrews. Of course I did. Press it. As a matter of principle, I've never taken a request by mail or phone. And why is that? Because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. The only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. It was very important. It was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. DeKiller had met his client before the murder, then it's unlikely he is mistaken. I guess so. You see, it's just as I said. I don't have anything to, like... Are you sure? Same stuff. I wonder, like, specific date and time, which we already knew. Did you ask why on that specific night? No, I tried to fulfill, but as for why, I only had my suspicions. Press further? Sure is all for the bear. Maybe, or do I need to not press? Or does it matter at this point? There's a suicide note. None of this is new. I'm gonna say it was not important because last time they yelled at me. What Tequila said sounds plausible, but in the end, it's just his conjecture. No, Your Honor, I don't think it's very important.
Well then, witness, please continue.
I'm gonna try something. I want to see... I'm gonna press further. I wonder if there's like an order to this that I need to get right. And this is important. Maybe I say that it's not important? I am so lost. Okay. So what if I try... I'm gonna press further and say it's not important, because that's... Press it further. I don't think I have any evidence that like contradicts any of this. It is not important. Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I... Oh! Objection! That's when I thought I can trust this person as a client.
It's true what they say about talking face to face. Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
Yes, that was very important. If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance.
Huh, really?
If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony.
Very well. From the moment I saw him, wow, that was rough to try to get that piece of dialogue. Present Adrian. I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at the bar and took the request at that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelley to Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up. About her. So what is the issue? Whoops. What did you say just now? About her? If you'd ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she's a woman. Oh, that's awesome.
Order in the court, Mr. Wright. What is the meaning of this?
This witness testified to the following: that he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their requests.
But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person.
Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point. That means that Mr. DeKiller's client could not have been Adrian Andrews.
Is that like oil sleeping out? What? Whoops.
Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake?
I believe that it has to do with her name, Your Honor.
Her name?
Yes, Adrian Andrews is without a doubt a very androgynous name.
Yes, I see.
Unluckily for Mr. DeKiller, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
Whoa, what? What is going on? Shelley DeKiller! This court demands an explanation.
I think I've mixed up this client with another.
And so does that mean you remember something different now?
Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more. I know he's just going to spit out more lies.
Very well, but this time please give us the truth and nothing but the truth.
Okay. This is at least going to go on for another, I'm going to say 45 minutes, hour. Assuming this is the last day even. So let's end the episode here. And pick up with the testimony in the next one. Just because I don't know how much longer this is. Like, if I knew it was only like another 15, 20 minutes, we would just do mega episode. But I have no idea how long this could go on. So we'll call it here. It seems like a kind of natural breaking point. And I feel like we got to be pretty close to wrapping this up. Guess we'll just find out in the next episode. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you next time.